A date has been set for the Rasmus Højlund medical by Manchester United. Meanwhile, United lose again in a battle for a centre-back. A top target in this summer again goes to a top competitor. Guys, what's happening to Manchester United? One thing right and a few things go wrong. Should we be worried? Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb, and here again to burn you with the latest concerning Manchester United. Guys, let's get proper into it now. I'll start off with the bad news, guys. The bad news, they say, runs fast, and I'll start off with that because, guys, this man might not be joining Manchester United. Why? It has been confirmed by Fabrizio the Kingpin Romano that that man Axel Disasi has agreed to join Chelsea. The two clubs, that's Chelsea and Monaco as well, have agreed terms for Axel Disasi, the centre back, to join the Blues, not Manchester United. Remember, Axel Disasi has been one of the top targets this summer for Manchester United after failing to acquire Kim Min-jae. United made it clear the focus was getting another centre back, and in France were the options, and this man was top of those options. He can play both as a centre back and as a right back. Newcastle had expressed interest in him. Ditto, did we know that Chelsea as well were so much watching him. He was top on their radar, and guess what? Here we are, Manchester United losing out on a top target because according to what has just come through, it is clear now that Axel Disasi has agreed to join Chelsea, and it's going to be happening soon. I'll read it for you here from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea are on the verge of reaching an agreement with AS Monaco for the French centre-back Axel Disasi, as was reported as well by David Ornstein. It has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. The negotiations are in the final stages to be sealed next week after Monaco agreed 15 million euros deal for Salisu as their new centre-back to come and replace Disasi. Disasi himself has already accepted the Chelsea offer. He's been tired of waiting for Manchester United. Guys, the first we lost was Kim Min-jae, who chose Bayern after agreeing personal terms with Manchester United. Again, because of the lack of funds, the dilly-dallying, we lose out on another centre-back top target, and guess what? It means we are either going to go back into the market or we are stuck with the likes of Harry Maguire, and that's the trouble for you. Because what this means now, because again, with a few weeks to the start of the season, certainly Manchester United will not want to go back into the market to start now the process of starting to bid for players and all. So it is very likely now that Erik ten Hag might choose to say, okay, let me stick with what I have. It's good my first options are fit, that is Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane, and let's keep around Harry Maguire together with Victor Lindelof as the backup centre backs at United. Guys, it could happen. Remember, I told you just a few days ago that Manchester United rejected 20 million for Harry Maguire from West Ham United. Perhaps they had got intel that they were losing out on a top target, Axel Disasi. Now, I know many of you will feel disappointed by this news because we probably felt that after signing Rasmus Højlund, we get Sofian Amrabat and later on Axel Disasi, and we call it a summer transfer window. But it seems it is not happening. Chelsea have been doing their work, and of course the selling that is on a tortoise space at United that would allow us to proceed and make official offers for players is beginning to cost us. Guys, what's about to happen? Well, we better move fast when it comes to Sofian Amrabat, because even Chelsea have been watching, and rather Liverpool have been watching and monitoring Sofian Amrabat. They are believed as well to have contacted the player, trying to interest them in the HIJACKED club project. So guys, we cannot be resting on our laurels right now. We need to make moves and sign the players we need, because trouble, trouble, I sense trouble, guys. We better move fast as Manchester United. Now, there is no trouble concerning Rasmus Højlund because the player has already been confirmed that terms were agreed between Manchester United and Atalanta. But what is known now is that the date for the medical is expected to be Tuesday, guys, as early as Tuesday. Yes, that's the day after tomorrow is when the medical for Rasmus Højlund is expected to happen. It is believed, by the way, that Rasmus is already in the UK, of course, as the documents do keep flying from Italy to Manchester. Well, soon, in less than 20 to 24 hours from now, the documents will be in and locked, and of course the next obvious thing to do is a medical. The plan is to ensure that by Wednesday latest, Rasmus Højlund is unveiled, and of course the shirt number will be known. And I know many of us have been waiting to know what shirt number he will be putting on. He will obviously, we will get to know that one very soon. But that's where we are. Medical is set for this week, Tuesday, most likely, as we do get from, of course, close and credible sources inside Manchester United. Hotspot, guys, I continue to burn you with some good, bad, and perhaps ugly news, because guys, the idea of Harry Maguire staying, I think, is ugly news, because it can happen now that we have failed out on Axel Disasi. Now the clean out continues, still quite on tortoise space, guys, because well, Freddy's situation is beginning to take a new twist. Whereas it was advanced with Galatasaray, it seems likely now that there are other clubs that could be willing to offer more to Manchester United, so it might prolong the process a bit as United try to hold out for the best deal, the best bidder to win Fred. So don't you be shocked as well if Fred's deal drags on a little bit, just a little bit, but trust me, it is quite under control, because United are clear. They are willing to sell Fred, and certainly Fred knows that he has got to be leaving Manchester United. Well, that's the situation. Remember, this tonight or tomorrow morning, in about it should be about 7.5 hours from now, Manchester United will be playing the final preseason tour game in the US, in Las Vegas, against Borussia Dortmund. It's a crucial game, and of course we expect Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag to ring a competitive squad for this one, because rather a competitive team, because he certainly wants to have a proper test against the best, and certainly the last best team we are playing now in this preseason is Borussia Dortmund before he go back to the UK. So it's going to be an exciting game, obviously, in about 7.5 hours. So you can watch that game live on the Man U TV. Just subscribe to it so that you're able to catch the game, guys. It is I think a mixture of feelings for us as United supporters. There is a big game coming, good game coming, but we are losing out on a top transfer target. Sofian Amrabat's bid is believed to have been placed in, guys. It is believed United now are focused on Sofian Amrabat. I was listening to an interview of Erik ten Hag in the pre-match interview before that game against Borussia Dortmund. He was being asked about Rasmus Højlund, and it was clear he didn't want to speak about him until he's confirmed, because he knows he's been in the game long enough to know that things can change at last. The player might fail the medical. It's possible. I'm not saying he's going to fail, but it is possible. So Erik ten Hag will not comment on these players, but he has certainly hinted that they are busy trying to do the work. The professionals are beginning trying to do busy trying to do their work. Of course, he won't give himself flowers, but we know how it has been clear and reported. Like I told you here, he had a huge part to play in signing all the 3 players we've signed so far, from Mason Mount, who he called himself and sold the Manchester United dream to him, told him proper about his game, interested him in the Manchester United project, and made it clear he's so important in what he's building. No wonder he proved that by handing him the shirt number 7. So did he do with Andre Onana. Kept calling him to reassure him that things are happening. After failing to land Kim Min-jae, he learned his lesson, and he said, I'm not leaving this to the John Matters entirely. I'm taking part in this. No wonder he was on long calls. He called 3 times. It was reported that he was on long calls with Rasmus Højlund. Remember, he was wanted by PSG and a few other clubs, so he had to be on call, keeping the player waiting and expecting as United cleaned their house and put their house in order to be able to launch a reasonable bid that was eventually accepted by Atalanta. Hotspot, guys, that's where we are. So now Ten Hag is doing the same with Sofian Amrabat. He has lost out on Axel Disasi, who was coming after Sofian Amrabat. What's going to happen next? Are we sticking with Harry Maguire, or is United going back now into the market to find another centre back? That's where we are. It's a tricky situation, but nothing that Erik ten Hag cannot manage. In Ten Hag we trust, guys. Hotspot, Man United, I'm banning you with all the news concerning this beautiful club. But regardless what happens, I think for now, for me already, even if anything happened, I don't want to be the prophet of doom. regardless what happens, I think we've had a decent summer transfer window. The best would be us landing Sofian Amrabat, because we genuinely need a backup for Casemiro. We certainly must have a backup for Casemiro. But for me, we've had a fair and decent transfer window. I cannot, I did not expect it to be this good. Whereas, we are losing out on players at first. The takeover was coming in and frustrating the life out of us. For me, I want to give a credit to Erik ten Hag for what he has done so far. But also, guys, Adidas hinted, and you see, or us in news, we are told that sometimes when people deny, they're actually confirming. You can confirm by denying. Adidas was coming out to deny holding any talks with Manchester United about Mason Greenwood, but for me, that was confirmation that actually it did happen. Guys, trust you me, Mason Greenwood will be returning to Manchester United very soon. Welcome again to this news here on a new week that we are about to start. I'm glad, I'm excited. Never mind Disasi not coming. The window has been decent for us. I know Sofian Amrabat is on the way for less than £25 million. Trust you me, it's going to be a good time going forward to be a Manchester United supporter. Let's wait for that big Rasmus Højlund medical to be successful, and we celebrate proper as we head into battles between Højlund and Haaland. 28th of October will be the first game at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Man City, and trust you me, it will be a nice battle to entertain. Hotspot, my name is Webb. Subscribe. I will catch you later.